Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing well. Today I want to share with you my tips and recipes for an easy but elegant summertime dinner party. Now this could be a dinner for 4 people or 6 people, or even for one person with lots of leftovers. I am serving a chilled, no-cook zucchini basil soup for the first course, marinated salmon with bell pepper and onion for the main course, and creamy tapioca pudding with blueberries for the grand finale. This entire menu is very friendly for the host. All of the dishes can be made well ahead of time. We're going to start with the zucchini soup. Now this recipe comes from the New York Times, and I will post a link to that recipe in the description below. It is a no-cook soup that you make right in a blender. The first ingredient is 2 pounds of zucchini. I'm using young-ish zucchini. You want to trim the ends. I made this soup the other day, and I thought it was one of the best things I have ever tasted. In fact, right after I tasted it, I knew immediately that I would want to serve it to guests at a dinner party. Then you want to just roughly chop the zucchini. Now, I look for dark-skinned varieties of zucchini because that enhances the deep green color of the soup. And you put the zucchini right into the blender. Next ingredient is 2 cups of basil leaves. This basil was just clipped from my garden. 2 cups of basil leaves is equal to about 2 big handfuls of basil leaves. Put that right into the blender. Then add 1 cup of roasted, salted cashews. This is my favorite brand of cashews. Now the cashews will give this soup a certain creaminess without the need to add any actual cream. 1 cup of cashews is about 140 grams. Then I need the juice from 2 lemons. Next, 3 chopped garlic cloves, or the equivalent in garlic paste. That's about 3 teaspoons of paste. The only rather unique item for this soup is white miso paste. Now, I found this in a gourmet food store. You probably have this right in your local supermarket. And that's 2 tablespoons. Miso is fermented soybean paste. It's really delicious. Looks like peanut butter. You really don't want to omit the miso because it gives the soup a unique taste. Now add 2 cups or 470 mils of vegetable stock. This is my own homemade vegetable stock. I made a video on this stock. I'll try to remember to link it in the description below. Kosher salt and black pepper. Now since my cashews were salted, I'm only going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. If I need more, I can always add it later. And the first time I made this soup, I did not add the black pepper, so I think I'm going to leave it out today. Now all we have to do is puree the soup. Have you ever seen a prettier soup? A taste. Fabulous. I would say the dominant tastes in this soup are lemon juice, basil, and the cashews. You do taste a bit of the zucchini, but not a lot of it. I'm going to decant this to a pitcher, and then I will cover it and refrigerate it. You can make this soup 2 to 3 days ahead of serving time. I'm going to clean up my mess, and then we are going to make the dessert. I will make the main course tomorrow. The dessert is tapioca with blueberries, and the only ingredient I'm missing are the blueberries. So we're going to take a quick ride to the berry farm. The scenery on our ride to the berry farm changes every week. I love sharing the view with you. We're back. I'm going to make the tapioca with blueberries. We start with 1 egg. Just break that into a medium-sized saucepan. Give it a whisk. Then whisk in 2 3/4 cups of whole milk. That's 650 mils. You just want to whisk until the milk and egg are well combined. Now whisk in 1/3 cup or 65 grams of sugar and 3 tablespoons of instant tapioca. I'm using this minute tapioca. Now once everything is well combined, you let this sit for 5 minutes. While stirring constantly, bring the tapioca mixture to a full boil over medium heat. Off heat, stir in 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. This smells wonderful. We have to let this cool for 20 minutes, and for the creamiest tapioca, you want to cover the mixture with cling film. In other words, put the cling film directly on top of the liquid. I use the same technique when I make lemon curd. Right, this is cooled for a good 20 minutes. So now we're going to assemble the blueberry tapioca pudding. I think this dessert deserves crystal dessert goblets. I'm going to use a funnel just to try to be tidy. A little tapioca. Some of the blueberries that we bought at the berry farm. A little more tapioca. I will be adding more blueberries to the top. I am going to cover these and then pop them into the refrigerator. And then tomorrow, I will decorate each cup with a tiny sprig of mint. Also tomorrow, I'm going to make the main course, plus I will create a centerpiece for the table, and I will set the table. So I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. It's the next day, and I am getting ready to make the main course. Now, I had to think long and hard about what main course would best follow the zucchini basil soup. And my mental taste buds suggested salmon in an Asian marinade. So that's what I'm going to make. For the marinade, starting with 1/3 cup or 80 mils of soy sauce or tamari. Then I need a heaping tablespoon of cornstarch. Cornstarch will help the marinade to adhere to the fish. 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar. 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And either 1 tablespoon of sambal oelek, which my supermarket normally has, but did not have this week, or sriracha sauce. 1 tablespoon, or as much as you dare. Give this a whisk. Let me fetch the fish. So I have 4 center cut salmon fillets here, skinless. Flip to coat the other side. And now I need to wash my hands. Cover. Then I'm going to pop this into the refrigerator. The salmon is going to cook on a baking sheet along with a side dish. And for the side dish, I'm going to serve red onion and some orange bell peppers. And I'm just cutting the onion into half moons. Very thin half moons. Throw the onions onto the baking sheet. I did line my baking sheet with aluminum foil. I hope you will forgive me. And here are the orange bell peppers. I wanted yellow bell peppers, but my market did not have them. I'm going to cut these into largish pieces. I like to cut peppers this way so that the seeds don't fly all over the place. Drizzle the peppers and onions with a little extra virgin olive oil. Sprinkle them with salt and pepper. And toss. The olive oil will help the peppers and onions to caramelize in the oven. Now, when it's time to cook, I will nestle the salmon fillets amongst the vegetables. And then I'm going to pop this into the refrigerator until we are ready to bake. I'm going to clean up my mess, and then we need to run to the store to try to find some inexpensive flowers for a centerpiece. So please take a drive with me. Well, as usual, it was very slim pickings as far as flowers go at my local price chopper. To enhance the arrangement, I found some decent plants in my own garden. So I have boxwood here. Lisette found some ghost fern in my woodland garden. And I needed some white flowers, but Price Chopper didn't have any that I liked. So I'm going to use these white variegated hosta leaves. And here's my oasis block, which has been soaking. As I often say, if you have a lot of greenery in your arrangement. You really don't need that many flowers. I try to make the arrangement look attractive with only greenery. The flowers are just a bonus. And I am loving these ghost ferns. I think we are good to go. I'm going to clean up my mess here, then we can head into the dining room to set the table. Emergency ironing of the dinner napkins. Coasters for the bottles of wine, a basket for the bread, coasters for the pitchers of water. Candelabra. The table is set, the flowers are arranged, the food is basically ready to go. There's just one little thing I need to do. I need to create a garnish for the soup. So I have some cashews here, and I'm just going to chop them. Set these aside. And besides the cashews, I'm also going to add some basil leaves that I will cut into a chiffonade. To make a chiffonade of basil, simply stack the leaves and then roll them up into a tight cylinder. Cut the cylinder into thin crosswise strips. There, basil chiffonade. And here's the game plan. When your guests arrive, preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius. Then go enjoy a cocktail with your guests. When you are ready to serve the soup course, give the soup a good stir. fill the soup cups. Bring the soup to table. Pour the wine. I'm serving a chilled Sauvignon Blanc. I think it will go great not only with the first course soup, but with the main course fish. Midway through the soup course, excuse yourself to the kitchen and pop the vegetables into the oven and set the timer on the oven or the timer on your cell phone for 15 minutes. Nestle the salmon among the vegetables. And then pour this glorious marinade over all. And then return the dish to the oven for exactly 10 minutes. Set your timer. The fish and veggies are ready. I am putting the salmon fillets on this blue platter here, and the platter can be passed. And then I want to garnish the salmon with some toasted sesame seeds. And look, almost no cleanup. A serving fork for the fish, and 2 spoons for the veggies. I am going to taste one little piece from my portion of fish. The salmon is perfectly creamy. The secret is 10 minutes at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Main course dishes are cleared. It's time for dessert. This is the blueberry tapioca dessert that we made yesterday. I am putting the dessert goblets on these Royal Albert Midnight Rose plates. And I'm going to garnish each goblet with a tiny sprig of mint. Thank you for being my dinner guest today. As you've just seen, all of these recipes are super simple to do, and I hope you will try them someday. I especially hope that you will try that soup. It is just remarkable in every way imaginable. If you enjoy my Make Ahead dinner party recipes, be sure to tap the like button, and please subscribe if you have not already. Again, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in next week's video. Chin chin.